So recently, right, I'm on this like get fit tip. So I went on Instagram and I'm like, what am I going to do to get fit without actually having to do a lot of shit outside because it's hot as fuck. So I bought one of these like ab muscle stimulators. Like
Oh my
like,
god!
And I literally spent 2 hours looking for one that would like all of them got like shitty reviews, some of them good, some bad, but it's like the shit you put on your stomach and then like fucking like electrocute your abs. But it's supposed to give you a 6-pack.
You know that's for when you already got a 6-pack, right? Like if you got like gut, it doesn't work.
I don't know. I'm gonna try it out and see. But I'm like, all right. So I got some bands that I'm gonna sit there using the house. I got this thing I'm aware when I'm like sitting on the couch watching TV, and I'm just gonna try it out and see if I get fit. But if I get fit for the wintertime, you know it's on.
So you literally waited till we were like 9 months into quarantine, and then was like, I guess I'll get fit. I got time to kill.
Because everything opened back up. So now it's time to get right. And just like the other night, we got to get on the scooters and get on the streets.
But just because everything has opened back up, don't necessarily mean you need to get back out there.
Or I mean, you can.
Well,
or you can.
I mean, technically, 2 people at this table got the antibodies to COVID, so I think we good. You know, all I need is a plasma transfusion from somebody.
I will volunteer for that.
I got you.
I got you. As long as you ate pause.
So with that, I want to welcome everybody on Instagram Live that tuned in, or everybody listening to this a week later, to the 20th episode of the Two Dab Crew podcast. Lot going on this week. We got a special guest with us, Gina Falcone.
Hello. Yeah, I'm Gina.
We're no longer disembodied voices. We got faces now.
We got faces now. It's our first video episode. So if you're not tuned in live, you can go back and watch it later on the YouTube channel. Search Two Dab Crew.
You can comment on how disappointed you are that finally.
I know. Like they were looking.
Andre,
they were looking at one of us. Like out of 3 of them, one of them had to be sexy. Now they're all like
it's
disappointed
me.
and shit.
No, that right. It's you.
I will say at this table right now, Gina's probably actually no. I'm pretty sexy, so never mind. I take that back, Gina.
It's okay.
So before we get into introductions and all that, I do want to bring up my Hurricanes bag.
Woo! What's in the bag, Daddy?
What is in the bag is a great story because we just had Virus Graphics do our new logo.
Ooh!
And we have shirts for the crew.
Oh!
Ta-da! So if you're listening, you're going to see the new logo being drawn out today. Got shirts for our special guests.
Oh, this is dope.
Nice.
Shirt for me.
I'll be back.
Shirt for Trey.
Oh, you
Love
get
it.
a shirt, and you get a shirt, and you get a shirt.
Shirt for Fox. And a shirt for Ergoff.
Those look dope.
So here we
Thank
go.
you.
Thank you.
I mean, if you can see it, if
Thanks.
you're looking, logo's a little oblong. They're prototype shirts.
Special editions.
When there's gray, okay.
If you want to buy one, hit us up at BP_2Dab. I'll sell you one and make a little profit. Got to recruit some money, you know, because all this money's going in here, and still nobody's donated to our GoFundMe. So
Listen, our podcast
this
is
podcast
terminally ill with cancer.
this podcast is worse than a sugar baby.
Arms of-
All right,
Oh my God.
I'm the sugar daddy to this podcast, and this shit is draining me. So,
You better get that pep band strong.
so with that, I want to introduce our special guest. I'm going to put on my Miami Heat hat. Gina, you want to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Sure. I'm Gina Falcone. I'm an artist out here in Orlando. I'm from Orlando. I'm a singer-songwriter, can play some instruments, make a little beats here and there. Yeah, I'm just sharing my gifts and hopefully spreading love and joy. And not being rudely interrupted.
Oh!
No, I'm just kidding. She's fine.
I was gonna say she playing it down. She being like real modest right now, and then all of a sudden she's all like sharing my gifts with the world. I like it. I
love it.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you having you on.
Thank you for having me.
So how long you been in the music business?
So I always sang since I was little. I was in the plays, like the choir nerd person. But I guess it's been 5 years, you could say. 2015 is when my first EP came out. So I kind of decided to go for it, like 2014, and I took a year just to like learn in the studio. That was kind of my first time really writing and being in the studio. So I kind of learned from that year journey and made a project. So pretty much like 5 years.
I seen you featured on a couple of different people in that time.
Yeah, I did a couple features, just like meeting people, learning,
also now bigger than
growing.
most of those people.
What?
Nothing. I didn't say nothing.
Oh.
I'm just starting beef. I like starting music beef.
Oh, why?
Wait,
Because
is it a rap beef though between singers?
do singers beef? Do R&B singers beef?
R and beef?
Divas throw shade. We know
I
that.
mean, I feel like there's probably more shade than like a straight up beef. Like, yo, if I see you, you know, it's on. I don't think
not
R&B
gonna get
artists.
Tekashi
I mean,
6ix9ine by
unless you're
anybody
like
or
Tory
nothing like
Lanez, but that's different.
But
But
let's not talk about that.
yeah, let's not.
Wait, why are y'all avoiding the Tory Lanez thing?
It's
he
just not
just
worth
got
our
in-
energy.
He just got indicted.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not worth our energy. So, yeah, it's been 5 years.
Completely derailed your whole intro.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think. I mean, I don't have beef with people. I feel like we all have the same goal and the same dreams. I would hope, you know, if we're doing it and we're passionate. So I feel like I don't think that if I'm on, then I have to like be ahead of you or do better than you. I think if we all work collectively, we can all gain.
Cool.
That's one of the things I used to like back in the day. I saw a whole lot more of like artists collabing and stuff. Like when you watch the Grammys or something, you'd see it wasn't anything to see Smokey Robinson and Patti LaBelle. You know, they were all like genuine fans of each other.
Yeah.
They would all like come together. Now everybody has this ego so big that they have to feature. They can't be with anybody.
Right.
You know, the duets are not.
Yeah, but no one
as
remembers
much.
those award shows.
Yeah,
but
but-
everybody remembers the BET Awards where people were throwing chairs.
Oh no, we remember them. It just depends.
But I think a
what
lot of
kind
that too
person
is
you are.
Yeah.
the love of music
I
isn't
think.
what it used to be, right?
Ooh.
Because if you look at songs now, they're like 2 minutes and they're just catchy, they're hooks, and people.
I
do it.
think music turned into a money thing more so than it used to be. I think
passion.
it was more of passion. And yes, of course, there was always those people that were out there to make money off of Frank Sinatra and this and that, whatever. But I think it also became like a get rich quick thing. Like, let's just write catchy hits and whatever. 2 minutes long is fine. And I think it lost some of the passion. And I think right nowadays, I think with social media, it's kind of giving artists a chance that maybe didn't have a platform to like share true art. And I think the music industry is kind of seeing like we want feelings, we want stuff that has soul and makes us feel. And I think that's why certain people are like can stay independent and still have that mainstream appeal, because I think authenticity was missing. Like we realized it kind of was, and like we want that, and people gravitate towards those kind of things.
But now that you know, because of the internet, everybody does have a platform. Why can't we have both? Why can't we have like the get rich quick songs? Like
We do.
the club bangers that as we used to call
I mean,
them.
we still
And then,
do.
like we still drop like the nice albums where you listen to it at home with your bottle of wine, listen to Drake for like an
Yeah,
hour.
but I also think that's what makes it great, is because you can have those songs that are fun and hits and 2 minutes, whatever, get rich quick, like a stupid theme to them, and then you can still sit there and listen to someone's whole album and be inspired, and like they can change your life. So there's both. I think you can flourish at both ends, and I think that's also what's great about social media and like that platform.
Well, with that said, I do want to say I did listen to your EP that's on iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come up with the name for that?
Stay Weird. I just kind of, for maybe a year before that came out, or a year and a half, I just kept saying like on my Twitter, like every morning, good morning, stay weird. And then it just kind of turned into a thing where I realized the songs the music I was making and the way I was feeling at that time, I went through a lot during that period of kind of just writing and making that project. I felt weird, and I was like, okay, but I know that I'm changing for good, but it's weird to evolve, and you have to force yourself to be comfortable and uncomfortable in that moment. So I just named it Stay Weird. And to me, that just means embrace who you are. We're all different. We're all individuals. I think we should embrace the changes and just love who we are. So everyone's kind of weird in their own way.
I feel
So-
insulted for calling me weird.
Well,
extremely
I think that our
am
differences are what make us beautiful. Like if we were all the same, that would be so boring. And it's just kind of more of a like metaphysical thing. Like stay weird, just like embrace everything that's different and about you and about maybe what you're going through. And it was just kind of like an evolutionary period for me. So I was just like, stay
like a
weird.
message like love yourself.
Exactly.
And I mean that's a real good point, because a lot of times what we think about when we think about somebody or a person, we think about those little weird kinks or what
Yeah.
made that person. So it's like, oh, I remember they used to always do this, and it was a little bit different than what a normal person or what the average person would do towards that. So
Right.
that's I like that.
And I like kinks and differences in people. That's what makes us beautiful, I
No
think.
kink shaming.
No.
Okay.
Unless like there's levels. Oh, never. That's a whole different story.
There's levels to this shit.
I set the trap. She was this close to walking into the trap.
So when I listened to your EP, it really like I haven't heard an album like that really like made me feel like the way I felt when I listened to your album since I first listened to Bryson Tiller's first album.
Oh wow.
So when I listened to Bryson Tiller's first album, I was like, well, there's still some real music,
Yeah.
So I listened to it and I was like, I loved Feeling You and Fall For You.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my two favorite off the album.
Thank
the
you.
EP.
I think
'Cause
those are
they
mine
really-
too.
They just it had that vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could sit there and relax and chill, listen to it, and it wasn't like catchy, it was mellow, but it kind of made you feel a type of way like there's hope for music that it's still
Thank you.
instead
I'm
of-
Trash Public. My favorite song of yours is Options. I love that shit.
Thank
I
you.
listen to it all the time.
I like options.
Like,
I love that
it's a
song,
banger.
too.
It's a
But
banger.
I am a fan. I like.
Thank you.
I like your music. It's incredibly powerful. And it has depth, like Ben was
Thank
saying.
you.
And I think that that's what we need in the industry. Like I love R&B. That's one of my favorites. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people look at me, they're like, "Oh, you're supposed to, be this hip hop guy." No, I am an R&B guy all the way. So
Love it.
That's why I'm still hurt that R. Kelly's going through what he's going through because I love me some
Listen,
R&B.
let's not describe it that way.
We gotta
Like,
bring
we're
this man
going
into every podcast.
Listen,
I love it.
Stop.
R. Kelly is deeply rooted in this podcast. It is probably the longest running topic. R. Kelly's been featured on this podcast more than you, and I think more than me, and I've been on every episode.
Bro, it's crazy how much. But I mean,
Pied Piper, man.
it is what it is.
That's it.
So before we get into the first topic with you, I gotta ask.
Yeah.
The Best of Me video.
Mm-hmm.
There was a cat running around in the video.
Yeah.
Whose cat was it?
Okay. This is a sensitive subject because that was my cat and he passed away. He was only a year old. His name was Prince. And he
that's
was
awesome.
the most amazing cat. Like he was my buddy, like hardcore. So he just got sick and it passed the point that we could really do anything. And yeah.
I saw the video. I was like, oh, cat. I like this video already.
Thank you.
If
Me
you
and
haven't
baby, we're
noticed.
cat people.
I'm a cat lady
I had
till
a-
death.
Yeah, I had a fat cat named Garfield. I
Aw.
loved him. He was
So
great.
cute.
So how many cats do you have now?
Just one.
Just so you're not really a cat lady yet.
If
Wait, when does Cat Lady turn into Crazy Cat Lady? How many cats do you have to have to go from
I-
Cat Lady
I
to
think you
Crazy
crossed
Cat
It's
Lady?
three.
crazy.
It's three or more.
Three or
Three or
more.
more?
is Crazy
I
Cat
believe
Lady.
that's my take on it. And then you turn into that person. But if you know me, like if you truly know me and you've been to my house and you just see like my antiques and all my just even arts, little knickknacks and stuff, you'll realize I'm a cat lady. It's not like over the top, like ew, I'm creeped out. But it's just
You're not walking around with a robe throwing cats at people.
no.
I'm a Crazy Cat Lady.
But I'm a cat lady.
Crazy cat lady.
I definitely
Even
sit
though I
there
only
with
got
my
one
cat
cat,
and
so
He's got like the whole wardrobe of cat stuff, as you've seen.
no, and I do have a lot of
stuff
stuff with cats and cats on it and pillows and dish towels and
Majestic creatures.
they are.
I love cats.
I think they're very regal.
Yes.
I like cats because
And they're mysterious.
they have personalities, and
And
if
they
you're
ain't
an
got time.
asshole to them, they're not gonna like you. Unlike a dog, which is just gonna, you can slap it around, and then the next day he's gonna be all like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?"
Right.
That's
But
why I don't trust people
no
who
cats
don't like
like
cats.
hold, because there's something about them. You got to
Right.
fix what's wrong within you
Right.
if you don't like a cat.
They can see into your soul. That's why.
Most
Yeah.
likely they don't like cats because cats don't like them.
True. That's most of the time they have had a bad experience, and I feel like
You dog people are on notice. I'm just letting y'all know
it's
that.
really sometimes cats do just react because it's the energy of your presence, and they don't like it, so they go. "Wah."
Yeah.
I think it's an energy thing. I do.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Completely. All right.
We have a consensus.
So
That's it.
first topic we'll get into is how do you feel the environment is, you as a female in the music industry, how it differs and how the difficulties affect you?
I feel like I probably struggled with this a little more a couple years ago when I was newer to the scene and the environment of making music here. But I feel like people have this issue everywhere. I don't know, guys like try to use music to like hit on me or get in the door or like go on a date or whatever. And I'm like, yo, pick, because it's business or pleasure. Like, I'm not both. And most of the time it's not even pleasure. So it's like, I'm here because I'm passionate. And when they try to discredit that with just because you're a female, maybe you put out, maybe they just want to hook up with you or whatever, like at the studio, that's not what I'm going to the studio for. And I've been in situations and experiences where I just, like, I'm like, no, I came here to work. Like, what are you on? What are we doing? And
That's
I
that Harvey Weinstein shit.
not even like forced, not even forceful, but it's like, hey, you're so hot. I make beats. You want to come to the studio? Like, that is disrespectful to me because I'm literally trying to be. I keep it professional all the time. If you're a professional as well, you're gonna try to work and let's make this money. Not, oh, you're hot. Do you want to come to the studio and we can see what's up and make beats? No, I don't.
Maybe they just got no game. Maybe like
That's
they
what
got
it
no
is. So
game
they
and they're
see
like,
that I'm a singer and they try to
Right.
mesh it like, oh, I can talk to her about music, so let me just throw this out there. Like, that doesn't work.
If they were smart, they talk to you about cats.
Exactly.
Shit.
take notes.
Take notes.
So it can be difficult, and there's, different pressures. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just a feeling and an experience. And I think girls can understand in the industry, but it's just hard. Like, I feel like they think that we're just not professional. We don't know what we're doing, or we're not smart enough to handle our own shit.
Do you think that the type of music that you choose to create
Mm-hmm.
may affect that also? Because I mean, if you think of a lot of and not to be
You want to draw this back to
stereotypical,
WAP?
but I'm saying, like, you get a lot of music videos with women or like some, and it's very provocative music.
Yeah.
And your music's the opposite. Your music is very soulful versus twerk and,
Right.
and WAP. So do you think that affects it some way too?
I think it can. If you're, putting yourself out there as that type of persona, it probably can be worse, and you're gonna get more people, trying to hit you up about that. But I think as a female in general, just in this industry, it's gonna happen regardless, whether you're fully clothed or not. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I can see that. I would think as like people when they're looking to sign people, I don't think they're looking to sign the next like Mariah Carey or Mary J. Blige. I think they're looking to sign the next Cardi B.
Because
or
that's
City
what's
Girls.
making like hot right now, and it's quick money. They're looking for that quick money. When
Yeah.
in my opinion, like, there's so many artists that have versatility and that have longevity. Like, people who signed Alicia Keys, they're still making money 20 years later. Like, I don't think they're gonna be making money off of like City Girls and all that in 5 years. Like,
'Cause
they're
they're
gonna
gonna
make,
look like-
because
they're
that
gonna look terrible in,
longevity.
like, 10 years.
It's about. I personally am just the type of artist that I want longevity. So I'm trying to build something organic, and I feel like those people who are with you that are organic and they feel your authenticity, they're gonna ride with you that whole way.
I feel like some people make music to define a period of time, and some people make music that can be appreciated through time.
Yeah.
And so when you have timeless music, it's going to always be a thing where, we'll think back on City Girls and be like, oh, I remember those days. Like,
Right.
that's a specific period of time. That's a specific, and it doesn't
but
have appeal past.
I don't like. I've never listened to a full Cardi album or a full album
Right.
because it's like you always got to have that turn up hit. Okay, you got one, but it's like then there's no feeling into the rest of the album. Like I can't turn up on 13 songs. I'm sorry, I'm old. Fuck it. Okay, you got the One Money song. Okay, you could play that in the club, but then you got to have something else like for the actual.
You mean like Drake?
The demographic, even Drake.
Yeah,
Drake,
some
Drake.
type of depth.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So when you don't have that, it's kind of hard to really say you're anything more than, to me, a club singer. You got a club hit, you got another club hit, you just make a single after single versus actually sitting there and saying that.
Like creating art.
You got a catalog that's going to
Yeah.
be, golden for 20 years from now. Like you can go back and listen to Aretha Franklin. You can go back
Exactly.
and listen to Luther Vandross. Like you can
Big Luther.
respect. But you can go back and listen to these things and you can listen to them and you can still connect with those songs from 20, 30 years ago.
Exactly.
Whereas like when I'm 40, like twerking ain't going to be anything like unless I'm on Viagra like crazy. Like I don't think twerking's going to be a thing for me at 40. I think I'm going to be sitting there like holding my chest like Red Fox. Like
Big one.
Yeah.
So, and then, so during like the pandemic has been crazy, a lot of changes in life. How has that affected you as a creative personality?
Honestly, it's been a little discouraging, and I probably, to be honest, I should have used it more to my advantage, but I think it kind of all hit me like I needed to just stop and realize that I needed to evolve. Well, I didn't think you always need to keep evolving, but I think like something was telling me like stop, take a breath, like figure out what you need, what you want for yourself, what you want for your music, and get it together and then keep pushing. So it kind of used it to my advantage in a sense of like nothing was going on, so I kind of could get away with not doing a lot. But I realized when I look back, like, okay, I'm at the same place I was in March, minus a couple things. And I could have done a lot more with the time. So I don't know. It's just, overall, it's a little discouraging, but I'm going to take it and use it to my advantage.
Do you feel you went through like self-development?
Yeah. And I
So
feel
then you're
like
not the same
I'm
place.
still, you're right. Thank you. I feel like I'm in the midst of it right now. And any ideas I have, I'm kind of making sure I don't forget them because I'll have stuff pop into my head that I feel would be great that I want to do. But then I'm like, okay, I don't feel like I'm in the right mind and right place right now to execute it. And I know in time I will. And it's just about getting back into that groove for myself and for my music. And I think it's okay to step away because we can't always be creating. Like, you need time for yourself and your soul. So I'm just kind of like trying to soak in.
Especially when you make meaningful music.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say your music's based on experiences or things that go on in life when nothing goes on in life.
Exactly.
You wake up and stare at the wall like, I'm not going to see anybody today.
Mm-hmm.
Got to wear a mask. Can't talk to anybody.
Exactly.
So that's how I feel about my whole gym thing. That's why I got this app thing coming from Amazon.
You didn't order it from Wish?
No, man, Amazon.
Okay.
If you don't order it from Wish,
That should take forever.
We'd
Next
be at a
April.
funeral.
Yeah.
Hey, remember who endorses the Lakers on their jerseys? It's Wish. So that championship may not come as soon as y'all think it's gonna come.
listen, that
Damn.
trophy
Listen.
is not gonna look like anything like
Miami
like the
Heat.
ads.
Remember I said that. Okay, so
You ain't say nothing about the Dolphins, though.
listen, it's tough being a Miami fan, if anything. So I want to ask a question for the group here, off topic of music. Political election, I don't care who you're going to vote for, but at this point, is Kanye West really that bad of an idea?
Yes.
Yes. There's no discussion. Yes.
Yes.
Why
Yes.
though? I mean, Kanye West is a normal person like us. He goes through his mental woes
Yes.
like everybody else. He has no affiliation to anything politics. He wants to give
Yes.
artists back their whole masters. Like he wants them to be the CEOs of their own stuff. Like how is that a bad thing?
Because there's supposed to be a system of not satisfying either side that keeps us in the middle. And then the whole problem we have right now is that people said, fuck that system. And now we're just going to play all to one side or the other, and we can't get shit done. That's the whole reason. Like, I never used to vote. I was like, man, I'm going to get screwed from either side. Doesn't matter. But then they broke the system. And this is before Trump got into office. They broke the system and they decided, no, we're going to play so one side wins and one side loses. And
Andre,
you can't
better
do that.
spit that knowledge.
You
I
can't
agree.
do that.
So, but
Can't
what
do that.
what is the difference between Democrat and Republican and Blood and Crip? They're both red and blue.
One is recognized from the United States as a gang, and then the other originated on the streets and is recognized by the United States as a
Democrats
gang.
and Republicans in the streets of 1776 when they
Oh,
went,
true,
they ransacked
true.
a boat and they threw tea into the water. That's
You're
called
right.
vandalism, man. That's
Destruction of property.
Destruction of property, breaking and entering. So you go sit there and tell me that they're not the original gang?
And we always been a group of thugs, apparently.
And
Here
then-
in
Yo,
America.
America, we go hard.
Exactly.
We go hard.
How much of a-
No limit soldiers.
How much of a coincidence is it that Democrats and Republicans are red and blue, the police are red and blue, and Bloods and Crips are red and blue? You don't think it's like built off imitation down the road?
Potentially.
Yeah, because like Black Panthers originally modeled themselves after a police force to help protect the black community. Gangs, like if you go read up on like the old Chicago gangs, like the original Latin Kings, they started up as militias to protect and police the community because the cops wouldn't come in and do anything. So yeah, so you're not wrong.
So do you need another politician in office at this point? Another gang member? Or do we need somebody out the blue
No,
that has
I need
no
pe- I need people
affiliation?
to-
Listen,
gonna honor
don't
the
push
system.
time. I
Agree
don't
to the
pedal your
rules.
wares here, sir. You're not gonna convince me.
Listen.
I just
no.
don't know what his like plan was. Like, what did he want to do for America?
Kanye?
Yeah.
Yeah, is
Sell
his plan
more-
on-
sell
is
more
his
music
plan on
and
his
become an
website?
artist?
Listen, I believe in
It was a
whole system
political stunt.
that the
A
president
publicity stunt. I'm sorry, not a
the
political stunt.
president has
Same.
absolutely
It was a political stunt too.
the president has absolutely no power in the world. He's controlled by the Senate and Congress. So as you're sitting there trying to decide who you're going to vote for, like nobody's paying attention to who's sliding into the House and who's in actual control.
Exactly. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. They're like, oh, president. Yeah, he wrote a lot of executive orders, but he ain't done nothing. According to him, he's done everything, but he really hadn't done a whole lot. And that he's done,
Well, he's done a lot.
actually, Mitch McConnell done it. Let's just be honest.
Yeah,
Okay. So
but he's also done a lot. He put a lot of judges and stuff,
All right, so
that was all Mitch.
Kanye
but he had to nominate.
Kanye for president, bad idea.
Kanye for president, bad idea.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
next thing.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Great idea.
2024.
You will get
Let me
people
tell
out
you
to the
something.
polls. I still think
Let
it's a
me
bad
tell
idea.
you
'cause
something.
You're gonna break the system, but I think people will go out to the
About
polls.
2 months ago, I tried to tweet the tag at the Rock for president,
Mm-hmm.
and it would not send my tweet. I tried 4 times,
Really?
and it just would disappear. Is that weird?
They're
That is
haters.
weird. I'm gonna try it right now.
They wouldn't even. I
They-
literally tried to tweet that,
They
and
don't
it
want you- they don't want-
disappeared.
They don't want the Rock.
They don't
The Rock
want
for
that
president.
out there.
They don't want that.
Who doesn't want it out there? The red or the blue side?
And
Or
Quayle's
both?
internet would not allow it.
Well, I mean, if
Y'all remember
if
Dan
Arnold
Quayle?
could be the governor in California, I could see the Rock taking over and being the president. I don't know what
You
would
think
happen.
we should like get a governorship first, though?
Yeah.
But the thing is, if the Rock gets in office, does Vince McMahon get a piece of that?
Oh,
You know he gonna get his, brother.
on his contract,
Listen,
bro.
From what I understand, Vince McMahon owns likeness rights and what they call intellectual property of anybody that goes through that WWE contract once or
Is he still like WWE affiliated,
from-
contractually?
From I read I saw a Howard Stern thing, and Vince McMahon owned like John Cena's name, even though it was his real name. It's intellectual property of Vince McMahon at that point. So as he uses that name in the future, Vince McMahon is supposed to still get a piece of that.
I don't know how that works.
Listen, I don't know how that works
How can
either.
you-
Like he owns his name and
Let me go
likeness. No, I promise you, it didn't let me like a couple months ago.
Wait, his
Well,
Twi-
I got no
his-
followers,
his-
so
his-
you got more clout. So it's all like, nah, she got
his,
clout.
his
We
Twitter
can't have
handle
that
is The
happening, like-
Rock.
What?
His Twitter handle is The Rock.
Yeah, it's at The Rock.
Wow. Okay. So, dear crew time,
Oh,
So
you got a crew, huh?
Dear Crew is where we reach out to someone. They need help. They might have a question about their relationship or
Okay.
life advice.
I love that.
And we offer terrible advice.
Okay.
Terrible advice. Or we
Absolutely
clown
the worst.
them to like a ridiculous degree. It's pretty fun.
All right. So it's kind of like a situation. Couples cheating. Is it worse to cheat or for somebody to give orally pleasure to another person?
What?
Like, all right.
Rephrase this.
That's the same thing.
I'm gonna give you the layman's terms. Is it worse? Is it worse to have sex or to get head from somebody?
Oh, okay.
It's
It's the same.
Like as a dude, would if your girl was to cheat on you, would you rather she had sex with somebody or give head to somebody? Like what would be the worst factor of the two?
It's the same for me. And I mean, is this one of these you want me to hit a either or?
Listen,
and why?
The way because it happened in a situation. Somebody was telling me that like a couple cheated on each other. The dude slid with a chick. The chick slid and gave head to somebody else. So it's like, yeah, they were even. I was like, I don't know about that. Like if a chick was to slide on me, I would prefer she just went and had sex with somebody. I think giving head's a little more intimate, and then I don't know if I can kiss that afterwards. just to be real, like every time you sit there, that
Who's this
Fuck
dude
is
I'm
that?
tasting on your
Oh my god!
why you taste like cashews?
All right, I couldn't decide. But after that face and that comment, yeah, giving the head is worse. You right.
Right.
You right. Ms. Falcone?
Everybody
okay.
turns.
If I feel like if it happened to me, I would be like, you cheated regardless because somebody else saw your private parts. I don't care. It wasn't your doctor. It wasn't your mama. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
I don't know. I'd be a little weirded out.
Okay, your mom, whatever.
Mom, check
You
this
get what
out.
I'm saying? Like, your mom knows what your private parts look like because you were a baby. Like, whatever. What I'm saying is, like, that's cheating to me in general. And if I was to cheat, whether it be sex or head, I don't even put myself in that situation. I'm gonna be 100%. And if I did, I would just fuck you. Like, what's the point if you're already down there? You might as well let's just all do it because it's cheating in general.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
That's my opinion. It's cheating regardless.
Yes, it is, and that's why.
So if you're gonna do one, like, we might as well just do it all.
the whole nine,
Yeah.
the whole enchilada, and then have a discussion about why you did it.
Yeah. All right. Well, cheating is cheating. Yeah, I get it. But to me, it was like the whole fact that it's. I feel it's more intimate for a woman to have to go down on the dude versus just opening your legs.
But I mean,
like it takes
I think he's
takes
right.
more of a physical want. I mean,
Like,
you get what I'm
because
saying?
they don't get much out of it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't think they get anything out of it. I'm not sure. I've never been in that situation to say, what the benefits are to the suckee versus the sucker.
I love
I
your
wouldn't
technical.
know.
Scientific.
I'm just being real. Like I don't know what the difference is, but I just think that like you mentally have to sit there and focus on
So,
something.
what was the
versus-
original question? Is it cheating or which one is better?
one?
Which one
is worse?
Which one is worse? So if someone cheats on you, is it worse that they performed oral on someone or that they had intercourse with someone? Which would be worse?
I would feel the same regardless. So I can't answer the question. But okay, maybe I can. I feel like I'd be like specifically like, you let her suck your dick? Like, that's specific. Like, no, that's mine.
Now,
I think the oral is worse.
that's amazing.
I think the oral is worse.
I think,
Like, you know what I'm saying?
but
That's super personal. You're right.
Yeah.
until 9 months later.
No, the
Like,
oral
there's the
is,
possibility.
Listen,
the
look,
oral is
look,
worse
look,
because
it's two things One, people aren't using condoms, and people barely wear masks. All right, I can tell you it's a deadly disease out there. You barely wear a mask. So when I tell you there's other shit out there, people damn sure ain't wearing no condoms because they barely wear masks. That's why Walmart got a ton of stock. Hit up Walmart.com and catch your,
Get you a mask and
no,
wear
it's
it.
the condoms.
Oh,
bro.
and get
Fuck
you some
the mask.
condoms too, and wear
the
them.
family pack,
A whole family
the
pack.
ill-named family pack.
That episode of Seinfeld, he came with the whole bag of condoms.
Listen, you have no idea how weird it is at Walmart at 1 a.m. when you grab the regular and the Magnums and you go up to the lady and be like, I don't know which size fits me.
Don't do that to them. Don't do that to them.
That's terrible.
So anyway, the situation was like, if I cheated on you, and then you went and cheated on me, and then it was like, we really want to make things work. You know, like, it would take a while, but I think maybe there's a chance you move past it. But I think if I were to cheat on a chick and then she went and blew somebody, I'd be like, I can't do it.
Okay, can you
I can't do it. I would always.
But I mean, do you not think that prior, before you, she didn't do that?
Well, we got this answer the other week where he's all like, to him, he just tries not to think about it.
Listen,
it doesn't matter.
Listen, when you with me, I write a new book. It's like Harry Potter.
So you're telling me that you could cheat and then she could go cheat and then you're going to be disgusted by her?
No, I'm saying that, like, if the situation were to come down to it, where two people cheated on each other, I think that it may be salvageable depending on the situation, because it just sex.
Every
is
relationship
just sex.
is different. Every situation is different.
If it was just sex, it's just sex. But I don't think you can just be like, it's just head. Like maybe to the dude it's just head, but to the chick doing it, you know what I mean?
What?
Mind what you say.
I'm just saying, like,
we are on Instagram Live.
Like I think it takes a certain level of wanted intimacy. Like it's more planned out than it's just like
right.
One night we was sitting in the club, we started making out, and then it happened. What happens happens.
No. Think about it. So
like for somebody,
we're not women and we don't give oral. It might not be a planned out thing for them.
Yeah, but it's not something that's simple though.
First
like,
off,
it's
I
something
always
planned
plan
out.
for it to act like you always got to make sure you're trimmed up and clean. You never know when the opportunity will arise. So for dudes,
trimmed up. Who cares?
It's courteous, man. Like you want that shit to be tidy when you go down there. She expects it to be tidy too. So it's called courtesy, sir.
It is what it is.
Okay,
it's called courtesy. But like, hold on. I just want to draw a scene for you, right? If you take a look at a chick, like there's two chicks, they both went into the bathroom with two different dudes, right? One chick comes out and she's just adjusting her dress. You're like, ooh, she just did something naughty. And then the other chick comes out and she's all like
that one's interesting.
See that reaction?
I'm like, that one's interesting.
The oral is way worse. Oral is way worse.
All right, so
your reactions just now just proved it.
So let me break it down for you, and let me take out the cheating aspect of it. All right. So there's a couple, right? Things aren't working out for them, so they split, right? They each go do their own thing, and then they come back together. But he had sex with a chick. She gave head. Can you do that? Can you get back with her?
Because you were single at the time, so you did what you did, she did what she did, so you can't judge.
Yeah.
But one's if you knew about it though. Like to me, like I love to play ignorance. I don't know what the hell happened before.
I feel like playing ignorance doesn't solve anything. We know these things go on, so I've dealt with that emotion before, so it doesn't bother me now. It was a thing for me back in the day. It's not a thing for me now because I understand people do things, and it's okay. I wasn't her first. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? If it doesn't work out, I'm not gonna be her last. I understand these things. I don't have a problem with it.
If we're not together, sure, no problem. If we're together and she blows somebody,
I tell you what forced that, and I could be real and honest. I saw on her computer some old photos, and I had to address the emotions that came behind that.
Whoa. This opens up a whole nother topic. Who keeps old photos?
They were on it. Okay, so they were on a CD drive, and we were going through the
CDs. What are those?
Bro. Yeah, old burnt.
That's like back when it was actually hard to videotape.
Exactly, they were burnt on this, and so we were going through we're just going through looking for music, and then I get this CD, I pop it in, and it's photos.
At least webcam.
At least it wasn't a sex tape.
It wasn't a video. Yeah, it wasn't videos. They were photos, though. Taken with these old ass cameras, grainy and shit. But I had to, and this was a while back, but I had to deal with that emotion. It's like, okay, I'm seeing this. How do I feel about it?
Gina,
because
any unreleased sex tapes?
No.
No,
we're good.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
No problem. I hadn't made you feel uncomfortable in a minute. I figured,
No,
this is a
thank
good
you.
one.
Yeah. So long story short, like I've dealt with that, so now I'm good because that was rough for a little while.
Rough. I couldn't imagine, my man. Like
But I feel like
I'd
the
walk
fact
away.
that you said that you addressed how those made you feel, I think a lot of men can't do that or don't know how to express it or have that issue, and then it just becomes arguing. Like I feel like what I try to do is work at communicating how I feel, and it's because I feel like if I keep it in, then I just like it builds, and then I just become petty. Or you just explode and then it becomes a whole other argument about like nothing that you actually like were feeling. So I think the key in any relationship, whether like what we're talking about is you cheated, you whatever, this and that, you have to communicate. That is key. Like explain to me why you did that. How did it make you feel? Was there a reason that you felt like you needed that elsewhere? Like whatever. And if you just have to respect how people feel. If they're like, yeah, I just don't like you anymore. I didn't know how to tell you. Like just be honest. Like, you have to communicate.
She should have been on the last podcast.
Indeed.
We had this exact conversation about,
okay.
like, what was it? Is it wrong to or who's wrong in cheating? The man or what was it worse for? I forgot. It was a similar thing, Dear Crew.
I'm not sure what it was. I can't remember the last podcast.
Right. We got to go back and listen to it.
So anyway, so we're gonna say it's cheating regardless for you,
Yeah, it's cheating.
right? And it doesn't matter what she does.
Yeah, no.
Cheating regardless
Deal
for
with
you.
the issue.
I'm 100% with. I think the top is worse.
The oral's worse. Yeah.
Okay.
Because even if like, it's cheating, but I think the oral's worse. The oral is worse.
That's kind of how I'm feeling.
I mean, yeah, if I had to choose and quantify, I mean,
Listen,
But
I gave
when
you
I-
the example
But
about the
it's
two
still
chicks
cheating.
walking
It's
out the
still cheating.
bathroom.
When I
But,
think
yeah,
I saw
about,
your
but
reactions.
that's like you just observing something else. Then I'm like, ew. But if it happened to me, I would still feel the same way. No, I honestly, I don't know. Because when I really start to analyze it, I'm like, one
it's
like
deeper than
hit,
rap.
one punch is a little more than the other.
Okay.
But it's still like
So
messed up regardless.
let's say this: you're in an open relationship with your significant other. You go to a swinger bar, right?
But that's that's a different because it's an open relationship.
I know.
Okay.
You're in the open
He
relationship.
goes to dungeons.
this man loves his.
Would y'all chill?
Go
Okay.
ahead.
So
What ifs?
you're in an open relationship. You go to a bar, and then your partner disappears. In one scenario, they just went off and blew some person, and then the other scenario, they went off and had intercourse. Do you feel a particular way about either one?
Well, if I'm in an open relationship and we're at a swingers bar, I feel like I knew that was going to happen regardless. So whatever you're going to do is what you did, and I'm already cool with it because we're both there together to do that with other people.
Okay. So you don't feel either way about either one? No?
Not in that situation.
Okay. Okay. So then
It's a difficult question, though. But in that situation, I would say no because that's what we're there for.
right. But when you're not in the open relationship, same thing happens. They disappear. Which one upsets you more, the intercourse or the oral? I swear to God, it's the oral.
I completely agree. Like I couldn't, because to me one of the most intimate things you do with a partner is kissing, right? Because that, like, you could just peck somebody, but to really kiss somebody, you gotta
make
feel
out.
passion, right? And then when you're sitting there doing that, the only thing I'd be thinking of the whole time is this motherfucker's dick. And like I wouldn't be able to shake it. Like I'm sorry, like I would not be able to do
Her
that.
face would turn into a dick.
No,
Is that what you
no,
start
I'm
hallucinating?
not kissing a dick. I'm saying, man, like what the fuck are you doing, man?
It depends on if it was malicious. She could be a dick. Like,
No, I'm just saying, like
That's a dick
to me, like that's like if you really want that's like there's the stab and there's the stab in the back. The stab is cheating. Like you saw it come in, it's a stab. The stab in the back is the head.
but bro, I mean, I think
They're
we're-
both bad regardless. I'm not saying
think
either one.
I think one hits your ego and the other one hits your
You
emotion.
damn right.
And the one that hits for a man, the one that hits the ego is the one that hits the hardest.
Yeah,
I
I got an ego.
Yeah,
Big,
I've
big
learned
ego.
how to, like, in certain situations, take a sledgehammer to that because it is counterproductive. It really, really is. So you have to you have to pick and choose. Now, I'm gonna always have an ego, and I'm gonna always have my pride and things like that. But yeah, you have to pick and choose because I mean, let's think about it. I don't want to sacrifice my emotional state for something that hurts my ego. You know what or to protect my ego. So that's how I feel about it. But you're right. It's still I can relate because I'm.
We're beating this. So we got our stances out.
So with that being said, and since we're on the topic of this, if I start an OnlyFans page, will you subscribe?
What?
Is it gonna be cat pictures?
No.
Okay, so no.
Giraffes.
I'm trying to beat the subject that if I could get 1 out of 4 people to sign up for an OnlyFans page, how many people can I get?
But I mean, that content wouldn't be for me. So why would I?
But I'm just
to support a homie.
I was hoping
Like
I
and
was
subscribe to
hoping
support
somebody
a
at this
homie.
table would say yes. That way I could have 1 out of 3, so my odds were that much better.
To support a homie, I'd sign up. I'd sign up.
Good.
So when
we
people
go.
came to your page, you have at least 1 follower.
Exactly.
Damn.
So, because my whole theory the other day was if I go ask 100 people to sign up for OnlyFans for me, like, hey, I got a $5 a month OnlyFans page, will you sign up? If 1 in 4 people did it, I'd make what $125 that night.
I'm a businessman. It's the optics for me.
He's not wrong though. Like that's basically the way internet ads work. They show them to like 10,000 people, knowing there's only going to be a 4% click through, and of that click through, there's only going to be like a 2% conversion.
Yeah.
So theoretically, he's not wrong. So you just got to ask 10,000 people to sign up for your OnlyFans.
What I need is the ad machine that I got from Amazon to work. So then I got actual content to put out there.
You want to just hit the streets? I'll get an abacus. We can do this old school.
That's right, Eddie.
An abacus.
An abacus.
I'm done.
You do realize an abacus is a calculator machine and not an ab workout?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
We're talking about data. We're talking about numerical data, and I brought up an abacus. Why would you think I not know?
Because that joke didn't work for me. Sorry.
Well, yours didn't either.
Okay.
So I guess we're even.
All right then.
So last thing I want to touch on is we're gonna go back to R. Kelly and Bill Cosby.
Oh Jesus.
Right.
I don't like talking about Bill Cosby though.
Listen, somebody made me we talk about this all the time, right? Everybody agrees R. Kelly was wrong. I agree other people involved were wrong too. But somebody brought up a great point to me. They're like, nobody said anything until he was broke.
So who was broke?
R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. Right?
The checks stopped coming.
R. Kelly apparently been holding sex slaves and doing all this crap for years. They didn't finally come out because they had the strength to do it. Money stopped coming in.
I feel like we've known about him for a long time.
We've known about some of his activities, but no one came forward that it was against their will. And I would just like to point out that I've always said R. Kelly can have literally anybody. The fact that he would have to keep women against his will when there were plenty of women who would want to be in that kind of relationship with him, I think that's questionable.
I'm just saying that the coalition of people coming out and him being broke at the same time is more than a coincidence in my eyes.
So you think the money stopped? And
I hear what you're saying.
I think he was broke as a result
Of paying for little girls?
Well, not paying other people, not necessarily the actual victim.
Like hush money?
But yeah, like his security
the
guards.
same thing,
I mean,
but
people
And
were
the parents
The
taking his
neighbors.
money and
and
neighbors.
siblings
The
and neighbors
stuff.
The
and
neighbors.
The same thing happened to Michael Vick because Michael Vick wasn't the one really fighting them dogs all the time. It was the people with him. And when he went down for that crime, they took everything he gave them and left him to hang. It was people riding around in Escalade trucks that Michael Vick had bought him, and it was not doing nothing for him when he hit rock bottom.
Of
Right?
course.
Like everybody make a mistake, everybody can repent for it or whatever. But the thing is, it's like how many people just completely turn on you when the money dries up?
I think in certain like fame situations, like maybe at that level, like yeah, you're always gonna have those people. I think that are there with because of the money. They could be your high school best friend. There's still people that are deep down not good people. So I think there's always gonna be that
there will be
at that level
There will be an event or something that will allow you to see that person.
to see true
Because,
colors.
like, you might not be able to
It
see
could be
them
20
when you
years
broke
later.
together, but
Yeah.
then when you get money, you're like, oh man,
You
now
see
I
it.
see it. Yeah.
Exactly.
For the foreseeable future, I will not turn on you. But I mean, if you make it pretty big and then I have a controlling interest and then suddenly, you need a record to pop up, I mean, we'll see what happens. But think about it this way. For me to turn on you, you got to make it big, and then at least you made it big. Right?
Like,
Right?
I want to make it big enough so people can turn on me. That's my
Goals.
goal in life. Goal in life. I want to be big
Hashtag
enough.
squad goals.
There you go.
No.
All right. Last thing before we cut out. Just everybody be aware of the gentrification of areas, because Taco Bells are popping up all over the place.
Taco Bell was never a sign of gentrification. Starbucks
If you
and Wawa's.
watch Demolition Man, the only restaurant standing in the future was Taco Bell. And if you look at these Taco Bells now, they're not like little shady taco spots anymore. They got vegan and gluten-free options and crap that ain't even tacos anymore. And they're popping up all over the place. It don't even look like a Taco Bell anymore. It looks like a Fresh Kitchen. And it just has the Taco Bell logo. So remember that. And if you don't know, you better learn how to use the 3 seashells. Quick.
You get that reference? Probably not.
To what?
The 3 seashells?
No, what is
It's
that?
a very old movie.
So the movie Demolition Man, they didn't have toilet paper. Like
I've
Sylvester
heard of it,
Stallone,
but I haven't seen it.
he
Have
gets-
I? I don't remember.
He gets frozen.
Add
He
that
goes
to the
into the
list of
future. They unthaw him to fight a criminal who's Simon Phoenix, who's Wesley
Right.
Snipes. So in the future, the only restaurant that survived the restaurant wars
So you're
was
saying
Taco Bell.
there's something has to do with Taco Bell.
Taco Bells are popping up everywhere. It's a sign that the future is going to make a change.
So we're in the Demolition Man future, or we're heading there. Is that what you're trying to
I'm
say?
just saying. The signs, the Simpsons predicted
Coronavirus, President Trump.
The Simpsons
a
predicted
lot of
many
stuff.
things. Demolition Man may come true. If all these Taco Bells popping up as a sign, you better get familiar with the 3 seashells now.
We need a stinger for the conspiracy portion of the podcast. So when we hit the conspiracy stuff, we just have it splash on screen.
So with that, I guess we're going to call it a day. I do want to give some thanks out to a lot of people who, first and foremost, our special guest, Gina. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Millions clothing brand. If you can't see it, they swagged this out for this episode. The Elite Empire, photos, entertainment, management, all my behind the scenes crew that's here today.
There's like 100 people behind the camera. Y'all can't see.
Ozzy, Oz the Virus, who made the new logo that'll be posted today. So everybody take a look at it. If you like it, hit him up, get some commission work from him. Great artist, great to work with. Am I forgetting somebody?
No, that's it.
That's it. Anybody got anything else for the listeners?
No, Miss Gina, where can people find you?
Yes. Once again, I'm Gina Falcone, and you can find me at GINA_FALCONE. So that's Gina_Falcone, and all my music is on all platforms. You can go to the link on my Instagram, and you can find everywhere you need to be.
And definitely check out that.
So you would say they have options.
They need to check out the Stay.
Options.
Yeah, and check out the Stay Weird EP.
Yes,
Amazing
please.
work.
Thank you.
Again, I'm speechless when I hear it sometimes.
Oh, thank you.
You get lost in it. It's literally good music. And with that,
Bathtub music.
Yes, a vibe. Thank you.
I love putting down the sunroof when I ride to it, because it just gives me that like nighttime, like just cruising vibe.
Thank
like
you
it
so
could
much.
It could make like a commercial, like a fly ass commercial for like Chevrolet, but
Not Chevrolet.
not Chevrolet, because we don't
Tesla.
Tesla. There you go. Elon Musk hit us up. And with that, we'll
Facts.
hit you with a piece, and we'll be out.
Peace.
Thank you. Oh, peace.
That's how we do it.